So before we move to tracking delivery and progressing a project, there is one very critical step that ties everything together, and that's creating the actual contracts.
This is the missing link for so many teams. You do the hard work for setting clear information requirements, building the BIM execution plan, structuring tasks and master information delivery plan, and defining the asset data. But then you still have to pull all of that into a contract.
And that usually means opening a word processing tool, pasting from spreadsheets, stitching PDFs together and hoping it makes sense to everyone involved.
Yeah, the number of times that I've had 7 different applications with spreadsheets and documents and some PDFs already and standard processes and timelines or Gantt charts and checklists and all of these different things in different tools. We have to try and put it into one agreement. And that takes so much time. It's so much administration, so much burden. And the truth is that contracts can often be chaotic because they're created manually and they're across all of these different disconnected tools. It's really slow. It's inconsistent. There's a lot of risk. What do you miss? It also ends up in being an all-in-one, which means you get a stack of documents in your contract, and actually half of it, or maybe 80% of it, doesn't even refer to the work you're working on because it's not filtered, it's not targeted for your scope. You can probably sense that I've been through that workflow too many times. Have you guys seen the same wasted effort just trying to compile some of these into a single document for a contract from so many scattered sources? What do you guys see?
Sure. Even if you just think about a unified appearance, layout of these documents, and you want to make sure that your spreadsheet is going to look like with the same header and footer like your Word document, even just that piece is a huge effort.
It needs to be formatted in a way that marketing will put it into the proposal or RFP or whatever the documents are. And if that's not easy, then it can take a long time. And I've seen that cause a bunch of problems. Branding is so important when you are working with big companies that are really keyed in on their brand identity and making sure that everything is in exactly the way that it needs to be able to go out the door. So yeah, it's a really important part of the workflow and can take some time.
Yeah, every team has slightly different expectations. So contracts usually balloon into Frankenstein documents filled with repetitive text and outdated content.
They end up being a patchwork of Word files for execution plans, Excel sheets for scopes, PDFs for legal terms, random schedules in Gantt charts, and all formatting different and difficult to align.
Yeah, it's not just inefficient, it's kind of dangerous because misinterpreted parts of this and missed requirements, outdated content, they just lead to disagreements, disputes, delays, a whole bunch of problems. So the structured approach to contract creation is really important. And if we can streamline that and make it simple, what if we could automate some of it as well? Can we do that, Louis?
Yeah, what if you could automatically generate fully formatted professional contracts using the actual structured data your team already created?
And that's exactly what Planoly does. You select your approved documents, scopes, timelines, and requirements, and combine them into one beautifully formatted, automatically structured agreement.
Yep, and we mean structured with headers and footers, with smart fields automatically populated, cover pages with all of the project metadata and revision history, they're your timelines, all built in, everything being time-stamped with the IDs, the version history automatically stored, sequential page numbers between all of these randomly, maybe sometimes disconnected documents and sources, and it's all automated. So now when we're just adding simply a name for that document, it will even auto-version it and store it and permission it and even add the required signatories as part of that workflow. Everything is automated.
It all comes together in one place. So no exporting, no copying and pasting, no, can you combine these PDFs and Bluebeam for me, please? All of that is automated for you.
And let's not forget the planning tools. Your contract isn't just a set of static documents. It should reflect the timeline.
Yep, exactly. Joining all of these pieces from your documents to your spreadsheets to your timelines, all in the same place, means that everything is formatted automatically with headers and footers and page numbers and everything. You can see auto-indexed, auto page dividers, everything. You see your timeline here, all of it in the same place, quickly and easily. It's super easy and it follows your company standards. And because this is all tied to your live project data, everything inside of that contract is also based on the latest and greatest data. And you can also automatically version control this on a weekly basis if you wanted to and send it to the team. And all of these can be filtered so you get exactly what you need for each team.
Once the contract is compiled, you can instantly send it off for a digital sign-off.
Yep, exactly. And that means no printing, no scanning, just click to add a signature and make sure that all of that is tracked and reviewed through the sign-off process.
And because it's all managed in Plannerly, the contract stays connected to the data. Every version is saved automatically. File naming is driven by metadata, and you can easily see who agreed to what and when.
Yep, everything is done almost automatically for you. This part you do have to do, sign your name, whether you use the text or the trackpad, and everything is stored for you. Also automatically versioned as well. So when you are choosing to version, it will use the previous settings and create you another version, and everything will be stored and filed, named automatically for you here based on the metadata. So we can choose to concatenate metadata and follow potentially the ISO 19650 workflow and make sure that files are named based on that metadata as well. All of this, it really provides a lot more confidence for your team that you have all of the agreements connected directly with the live project data and with the approvals and everything versioned automatically. Tell us a bit more about why this matters, Akos.
Well, without the structured contract creation process, teams probably rely on outdated information. Contracts take weeks to compile, and deliverables, requirements, and timelines are absolutely misaligned.
Yep. And with structured, automated contract generation, we actually see that the requirements and the responsibilities can be clear. The agreements actually reflect the actual project scope and the timeline, so they're not really going to get caught out later. And the sign-off is fast. We've seen it be, I think, what are the metrics there? I think 90% faster getting approvals on the agreement, on the contracts. So sign-off is faster, it's transparent, and it's traceable as well.
Yeah, it's not just about faster contracts, though. It's about building stronger agreements with less risk and more trust.
Okay, so now that we've understood exactly how to create structured documents and requirements and get them into people's contracts, let's have a look at how to track that delivery effectively. On to the next part. Let's see you in part 4.